Hello and welcome back. I'm Arumba. Thank you for joining me. Let's play some more the Filthy Tutor Civ 5 with FilthyRobot. How you doing?
Doing well, man. Looking forward to seeing what you want to go with.
All right. So, based on everything you said, the fact that we're playing on Deity, the one that appeals to me the most is Tradition, which you said is better in vanilla 98% of the time. Is it still true that it's like usually going to be better in the mod?
It's the easiest to play. No, it's in the mod versus players. It's one of the weaker options at the moment. Versus the Deity. I'm not sure. I haven't played Deity on version 11 of the mod. Rationalism got yet another nerf, which means that Tradition should be even weaker. So
Ooh.
I am...
Ouch. Why?
I don't know yet.
Okay, briefly, why is Tradition and Nationalism a good combo?
Because one of the things you can do to offset the fact that you don't have a million population because you're Tradition and you don't have the same number of cities as Liberty does, and the same kind of growth curves in Civ 5 as Civ 6, and that more cities grow faster than just few cities that are growing bigger. So, and population drives science. So rationalism is a way of, it's percentage modifiers and specialist modifiers, which tall cities do better, right? So a percentage boost is going to be equivalent, but tall cities getting a percentage boost is fine, and tall cities can work specialists, and specialists give you more science as well. So you get, it's a way of dealing with the limitations of Tradition by using another social policy tree to make up for that.
Okay, very interesting that the Liberty is actually better in multiplayer. Okay, two thoughts, and I am going to choose Tradition, but I'll explain why. Number one is there is in my mind here a pretty substantial immediate boost here. Three culture versus one culture means that we're going to get the next policies much faster, which seems like we'll be able to knock out Tradition quicker. And second, we're playing as Sweden. We have 25% great people modifier, so that makes Tradition even more appealing to me because you just said everything about playing tall with specialists.
Okay.
So
okay,
it just
I'm fine with that.
Just makes sense.
Yeah. Tradition or Piety would be my pick here. Liberty, I find, is going to cause us problems with the AI placement. We can do Tradition here. I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Sure. And I wanted you to choose, so you have chosen. Let's do it.
Okay. And then one last question. It says in here, adopting Tradition greatly increases the rate of border expansion. What does that mean? By how much? Greatly increases. It's so vague.
Yeah, I don't actually know, and I'm not even sure it is an increase. It is. I think it's in the vicinity of 15 to 25%, I believe, but I don't exactly sure on that.
Right now, the culture cost for our borders is 25. Let's see what it is after we adopt that policy. We'll go ahead and adopt. We now have an extra 3 culture in the capital, which will help out with the next policy. That takes us up to +6, and we also
we should have actually got more than that. So okay, I'm curious about how this works. So we
it's
had
at
an
20.
option there.
It was a 20% reduction.
Okay, cool, 20. So in between 15 and 25, perfect. Let's take a quick look at this. Can you show me the palace room? Okay, it's not this policy. It's going to be the next policy. Okay, never mind. Where we don't need to do anything right now. This is good.
Okay.
We have Shrine in 2 turns. We've decided we want a 4-pop settlers, I assume, with this build.
I thought we were going for the 5 is what we were leaning toward. We worked this last turn, I thought, because we didn't... Are we still in the same turn? I don't think we've ended the turn. You're right.
I don't even know, man.
No, I think we basically reserved the last 10 minutes of the last video to talk about policies, so yeah, we haven't even ended the turn yet. I had another quick observation, was just that now, I think I'm starting to read this right, 10 turns plus 2. So the way I'm actually reading that is that if we did want to go to 5 citizens, we have 2 extra food we don't necessarily need, so I was going to ask if maybe it would make sense to just for 1 turn do this, to get 2 extra hammers, and then sync that. And it would. Oh, you would do it at the end. You wouldn't do it now.
Yeah, I'd do it at the other end. It's just easier to make sure you're not screwing up something like happiness, growth, or like a barbarian stands on a tile. It's easier to do that towards the other end when all the other variables have already played out. Okay.
Well, there's no way we can get the shrine out in less than this 1 turn.
This is fine.
Well,
this looks good to me.
That's actually not true. We have.
Well, this screen is a harder screen to do it than just the actual base screen out. So back out 1 tile. Back out 1 screen. Yep. And then just mouse over the actual shrine. Okay. We need 7 more hammers if we're going to do it in 1 turn.
All right. I actually
we're not going to do.
I think that it might be possible, though. Look, if we stop working these, and I know, we're gonna.
So you picked up 5 because you lose 2 3-0 tiles and pick up 2 more tiles. That's 5 more.
So we need 2 more. So here's the thing: if we buy this, then we can work that. Why
do we care about the shrine?
Here, because after the shrine's done, we start a settler, and then we can't starve. And right now we have 6 foods stored, so we're starving by 2 right now. If I were to pull this, no, not that guy. We have this other. Oh shoot! The unemployed citizen's giving us +1, so working at +2 is only going to give us 1 extra. Damn.
Okay, but even then, like
stupid
you just give me
places.
you give me two conflicting things. The first is you want a 5-pop settlers, and the second, and you're setting up for 4-popping settlers. With this play, this is setting up for 4-pop.
Yeah, I was doing a comparison to see like if we could maybe do the 4, but yeah, now I'm definitely thinking that the 5 makes more sense. I don't actually like that these guys hit +1 by default because it throws off my math.
I do. I like that so much. I like being able to unassigned citizens entirely and then be able to mess with that. Okay, so let's run through with this then. If you want to go 5-pop, that's fine. We run the risk of losing the northern thing. We could put one settler out, then go to 5-pop, then do the last 2. But it will irritate some AI. If we want to get that spot that we want to go to the north, that could be fine. But this might give us time to build some other things too. What are we teching right now? We finished animal husbandry? We're about to finish
next turn. Yeah.
Okay.
So what's the deal? You decide, 4 or 5.
Let's go 5. Let's be greedy. We got a pop room. We can afford to be a little bit slower. We can afford slightly slower settlers than we would otherwise. Because we got the pop room, so we got some of that growth.
All right, 20 minutes later, we've taken a turn. We're on episode 5, by the way, and we're on turn 20. How fast? You'd be done with this game by now, right? Probably like an hour and a half to beat Deity AI on this map.
It's a little bit longer than that.
Is it? All right. Calendar?
Archery.
Okay.
And here's the thought process. We're gonna have a little bit of time in between finishing our granary or whatever we tend to build, and when our settler is ready, we might want to start an archer. An archer is going to allow us to. It's going to be a permanent unit that we can upgrade across the course of the game to fend off AI, and it will also let us clear off that camp that's in the tile where we want to expand. So we might. That's my thought, anyways.
Okay. I'm just looking through to see which ones the AI have. Someone's got the wheel, someone's got writing, and that's it. So
I think those are base 60 cost. I think they actually have all of these.
Well, then why is this one 52 and this one's 56?
Because multiple players have the 52 one, while only one player or 2 players have the trapping one.
Okay, well, it's still the same argument that just again, I get caught up. I get really caught up in the min-maxing, and I'm looking at it thinking, well, it makes more sense to go for writing because while we're getting writing, then someone else is going to get something else. We continue to multiply our discount advantage over time. It's like having in EU4 the ahead of time penalty on tech is huge, but if you let your neighbors get tech ahead of you by 1, then you can get a discount, and it can give you tons of monarch points in the long run. So.
Yeah, and it is a good strategy if we have no other priorities going right now, but we actually do have some other early game priorities going on right now. So I will let you roll with that. I like that as a general, just kind of
okay.
What's the word I'm looking for? Heuristic in general. That's a great heuristic, but we have to play around the specifics of this. So
okay, and then one last quick question here. Nothing's changed when it comes to our plans for upgrading by taking tradition. Yep. Still iron and copper.
Yep.
Okay. And okay, do that. You are gonna go.
I like that. I want to see all the tiles around this. This is a great little area. Okay. Nice. And a city-state to block too much forward settling towards us. Go meet that city-state, though, for the gold.
Aw.
And horses. Oh, man.
The hill blocked the site.
Us.
Okay. Okay, still see no worker, so just pause this guy, or should we try to move him around? Well, he'll hide his worker if he can see us, because we're at war. So should we just wait?
Actually, he might poke out. I wonder if he pokes out and pokes back in anyways.
What if he's upgrading the silver?
Yeah, he could be. Actually, I think he might poke out and poke in. That would be annoying. Watch the turn transition here. I'm curious about this. I would fortify here. I want another worker steal out of this. We're gonna get it one way or the other. It just might be slower than I might otherwise like. You could move him around if you want to go. If you want to go look for the silver and improvement, we can get that too. So you could go to that northern hill and go a little bit west of the city. That's okay.
Fine. And I wanted to ask you this question: if we press do nothing, does he'll heal? I did test that. He will heal, right? Even though we don't click like heal and fortify till healed. He's not damaged, of course, but a unit would heal. But do they actually get the fortify bonus if you don't click fortify?
I don't know, and this is one of the places where Civ 5 does let us down a little bit. The tooltips for combat bonuses are not always consistent with the bonuses they're getting, and some of the bonuses show up on tooltips and some of them don't. There's been I've done some serious testing with other things like that. I don't tend to skip units very often because what you actually want is you want him to heal a turn, but you want to be notified to move him again. Is basically what you want from him, and you're hoping to pick up the fortification bonus along the way. That's my understanding of why you want that.
Yes. Okay, so we're not on a hill. We're 2 tiles away from his borders. He can't see us here.
Yep.
And we're trying to see if he's got a worker down there. Is what I'm thinking right now.
And my worry is what happens, the worker will move 1 tile to the horse, and then he'll see us and move back into the city. And I'm a bit worried about that. I'm not sure if that will work that way or not. So.
Well, we were watching, so did you see him?
No, but I don't know I didn't see him this turn. He doesn't have the worker out yet. Yep.
We could temporarily turn off quick move if you really want to see it.
No. It's okay.
Okay, so our border's expanded. No reason to try to... Well, if we're going for 5 pop, maybe we should try to buy some more food. It's another 3 food tile. We haven't... No other ones available.
That's kind of interesting. What's the time? So it's 8 turns right now?
7 turns. We're 2 food shy of 7 turns. And
What's the border expansion on this? 4 turns?
so it's saying, again, it's saying 2 food over the 7 turns, right? So we don't...
I kind of like right now actually investing in either another worker. I kind of like the investment in a worker right now. And when when it grows to the cattle, we'll work the cattle, and we'll try to make this a 7 pop. It's 7 turns to build the worker, and we'll try to make it 7 turns of growth to grow to pop 5, and then we'll transition directly into a settler after that.
Okay.
I'd like to not spend money right now. We're going to need a lot of money soon for both all the stuff. When we settle cities on AI, they'll piss and moan about you settling cities towards them. And then if you buy tiles, they'll also piss and moan about buying tiles. So if you want to buy tiles versus the AI, you want to do that in 1 turn. You buy all the tiles in 1 turn, and then they say, don't buy our tiles anymore. And you go, I promise not to do that. And you don't have to because you already bought all the tiles you care about.
Makes sense. That's smart. Interesting. So what I find very also interesting is, again, we're playing against a much higher difficulty AI. So part of this might be in Civ 6, when we're playing in the other campaign we're doing together, that we're playing against a specific AI level that you've grown accustomed to. But just talking about build orders here, if I remember correctly, in Civ 6, we would usually go scout, scout, builder, slinger, slinger, slinger. Mm-hmm. We wouldn't even go for a monument usually, right?
Yeah.
Triple slinger, and then a monument. And then in this, though, we actually went scout, scout, worker.
No, we went scout, scout, monument.
Scout, scout, monument. We didn't even build a worker. And now we're going worker, but we're not getting any more military units is my point. We haven't gotten any sling. There are no slingers.
Our tech doesn't offer us anything that's worthwhile. I want an archer. That's what we're teching next. But we don't currently have the tech for archery. And
why is there no slinger? Why is there a slinger in Civ 6 but not in Civ 5?
Don't know. Perhaps they adjusted it for some reason. There actually is a slinger in Civ 5, but it's a unique unit. It's an archer replacement as opposed to a prerequisite pre-archer. So that's part of it. And then there is a Civ that actually gets archery tech for free, or rather can build archers before archery tech. But the vast majority of them have to tech for archery. So.
Okay. One other interesting observation from my perspective here is we were talking toward the end of our last Civ 6 campaign session that it was 4 to 1. Yeah, look, we've got a cost. It says cost 40 hammers, and then the parentheses 20% is telling you that that's 40% of the gold, or sorry, 20% of the gold cost, and it's different from unit to unit. This one's 21%. Oh, no, about that. That one's 21%. That one's 19%. Like, why is it different?
Couldn't answer that. Don't know.
Okay, and then the faith cost is also pretty low. It's 2 times hammers, it looks like, but not everything can be bought with faith.
Yeah. Actually, you can't buy those with faith anyways. This is EUI giving you tooltips of what it would be if you could buy with faith, which you can't.
Why can't we buy? Okay, why does it even show it? It's weird.
Don't know.
Yeah.
Just what the information you get available from that.
Okay, so this guy can heal.
He's gonna fortify. Yep.
Now, unlike Civ 6, fortifying doesn't actually consume the turn.
No.
Which is weird.
Yep, and multiplayer it makes it annoying because at the start of a turn you fortify every unit that you can to get the 20% combat bonus. Then you make attacks.
Oh wow!
So,
jeez, that's like next level meta. New meta. So it's 6 turns, and there was a culture tree. This one would have allowed us to build 25% faster. So what happens in that case? 6 goes down to what? 5?
Yeah.
4?
I believe it's 5.
All right. So we're doing this. We're going to sell the iron. The iron is what we're planning on. Someone's entered the classical era. Should we be scared?
It's AI. They're going to do that. Okay. All right.
I think I see. Yeah, there's another one there.
Yeah.
Mercantile.
This gold is nice. Mercantile is okay. That's a happiness city state. You're not going to be able to. The problem is the AI have almost infinite money in this game. Like not exaggerating. So you can't really buy. You can't really compete with them for buying city states. You're not going to have the money to do it until much, much later in the game when you start to get a really serious income. And they're just a little half-assed about it in terms of how often they'll spend money on it. And then, like, versus a player, if you had a bankroll of infinite money as a player and you're playing against another player who has less than infinite money, you're just going to, every time he buys a city-state, buy it out under him again. Because why not? But the AI doesn't quite work that way. But they have so much money in the early game compared to you that they will buy some city-states and they will complete some quests for that you're not going to do. So you're not going to be able to hold on to a happiness city-state, and that needs to be very consistent.
I see. Okay, well, we met Germany. It was Bismarck. Is that what he's called?
Yep.
Yeah, Germany, Bismarck, Ancient Era. He's on 3 cities, 9 pop. Great. Yeah, it's good. It's fair.
Yep.
It's fair and balanced. Didn't actually check to see if he's poked out. We can see this tile right now, right?
Yep.
But he doesn't have a worker.
He does not. And last time he chose to prioritize the horses first. My suspicion is he'll do that again.
From here.
Is that, yep.
How does site calculate it?
In one turn. How is site calculated?
It's two tiles.
Base, and you can see there's a city-state north, by the way. We can see the borders. We should meet that. It's based on the elevation of the terrain. That's why you can see the hill one tile further out, because the hill has one elevation above the flat terrain, and that's why you see mountains poking out sometimes too, a little like one tile further, because they're yet one more higher terrain. So those are our hills. That's why we can see them.
So one, two, and then hill. Gotcha. 1, 2.
And then if there's a mountain, a third one out, you'd see a mountain, or I guess it would be a fourth one out. You'd see the mountain as well, because it's one higher elevation.
If we go higher, if we go higher, we'll get
our
third.
Site. No, it's all the elevation does for you for seeing is, I don't think so. Anyways, go there. Let's see. No, right. So all that changes when you go to a higher elevation is you can see over things that would normally obstruct your view. That's all that going elevation does for you. The elevation of the tile you're looking at decides how far away you can see it from.
Okay. Oh, it's interesting. We're going to go, probably just go straight through his territory, because we're not going to stop there. Plus, we don't care about
the
pissing
ruins
him
aren't
off.
going to spawn this close to city-states. I don't really care about going south there. I'd rather go west.
Okay. No one else has met him either. And then another culture one. Nice.
Yeah, that is nice.
Okay. Just keep going west then.
Mm-hmm. All right, this is nice. Okay. I think that's it for this turn. We're going to have a decision point here about archery in a minute, because there is something to be said about blowing all the money that we're desperately desperately holding on to get an archer in the early game here. Okay, yeah, go just through his terrain. We don't want to be next to a hand axe. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we didn't scout any further south with that spearman. We would have had a lot of wasted stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, we won't be able to sail over the hills.
We don't have to see the city-state center. All you have to do is move adjacent to the borders to meet the city-state.
Okay.
You don't have to see the center. So
he actually has. This is the first one with an actual quest. Now in Civ 6,
well,
everyone will get you a quest.
See, yes, that's true. In Civ 6, when you meet them, they have existing quests. In Civ 5, it takes some time to generate the quest. And that actually isn't a quest. What happens is you will get. This means a barbarian is currently either adjacent to their borders or in their borders. And if you kill that barbarian, you'll get 5 influence with them.
That's
so
weak.
It's not really a quest, yeah. But this will be on a turn-to-turn basis, whether that symbol changes at all. So. Okay.
So we'll keep scouting then.
Yeah, although we do want to think about that scout stealing again from Kuala Lumpur, because either we could just piece them out and not steal another worker, not from Prague, of course.
So you wouldn't consider? Okay, that's actually really interesting. I don't think you mentioned that. No, they're both cultural. So them being cultural didn't affect our decision making on whether or not we would attack them.
No, proximity. It's as I said, like even with Kuala Lumpur right now, our negative influence to them is decaying. We're going back towards neutral with them, even though we have an active war. When we finish the war, when we close the war, when we say make peace with them, all those turns that we've had at war will still go away. Like it will still have decayed that negative influence. Does that make sense? It will go back towards neutral.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Okay. So you see how it's a pillage tile? When the city-states have a barbarian on or in their borders, they hide. The worker hides in this either under a military unit or in the city itself, and that's why he's in there. So.
Okay. So you wouldn't consider attacking a second city-state, or you wouldn't consider attacking this specific city-state because he's hiding?
I wouldn't consider attacking a second city-state unless you have decided that your early game worker acquisition is much more important than your long-term interactions with city-states. And there's lots of multiplayer games where I do make that decision, where I multi-steal workers from all the city-states I can, just for that early economic boost in the very early game. But I don't want to do that here. It will A, piss off the AI as we declare war multiple times, and B, I want to utilize city-states in this game if we can.
Okay. Well, we are, again, I really do apologize for making these episodes a couple minutes short, actually, because we're up against the clock today. It won't be this way next recording session, but we're going to have to take a break here. We will see you tomorrow. See you soon.